Hi guys, welcome to Coding Ambitions. This is Sunil Dhiman. Today we will learn about basics of layouts in Jetpack Compose. So if you are learning Jetpack Compose, then this tutorial can be a good source for you. So let's start with that. So for basics, if you want to learn about basics, so we should know about some composables which are provided by Compose, which we can use for, like, if you want to align items, how we want to align items horizontally, vertically, how we can use images and lists. All those things are related to the basics. So let's start with that. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel for more tutorials on, if you want to learn about Android Jetpack Compose, Compose multi-platform, Kotlin multi-platform. So then don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. So let's say just take a simple example. So we will continue with, like, what is column, what is row, what are lazy columns, lazy rows. So let's start with, let's say, why do we need columns? So let's say just take two texts, right? Text 1 and then it's text 2, and then let's run it and see what will be the output. So if you see, you are seeing the texts are overlapped to each other. Like, how now if we want to them in this order, text 1, then below that we need to display text 2. How we will do that? So we need column there, right? And inside column we need to provide vertical arrangement. So vertical arrangement, what it does is it tells column like how we want to align. We are telling column how we want to align our items vertically in the center, like here, center of this. If column is taking whole height, it will be in the center. And let's say if it start, so we can see here start, space around, space between, space only, and similarly I think end. So if all those, if end, it will be here, if start, it will be here, if column is taking full width. So let's say you want it in center, right? So let's pick up these two and now retry how it displays the content. Yeah, you can see now it's displaying text 2 below text 1, but the one thing you might have noticed, they are not coming in the center because column is not taking up the full height by default. So for that, we need to do is we need to apply a modifier there. Modifier dot fill max height. So what it will do is it will tell column to take the full maximum height available by the parent, right? So maximum height of the will be the height of the device, like where we are displaying the content, this one, except this status bar. So let's see, and now how it will do. Yeah, you can see now it's taking full height, and now content, this is its content, right? So content is aligned in the center. If you see its definition, then you will find out modifier, vertical arrangement, horizontal alignment. Similarly, content what is it? It is a float. Like for column, let's say, just go there. For modifier, vertical arrangement, these are some attributes, you can say, or properties we are passing, which will define the contents. But this one is the actual content, and this is a composable. So we can use any composable there. This is column scope dot. So column scope. So every content that is going to be inside the column is an extension function to column scope. If you check that, this is just an interface. You can go into more depth by reading this documentation. So as of now, what we are going to learn is how we can arrange the elements vertically and horizontally, right? Now one thing we would like to change is we need to align these in the center horizontally as well. So for that, we need to apply alignment. it's not picking. So let's first reformat it, and then when I was typing horizontal, so it was not showing suggestion here. So yeah, that issue I think is I observed this issue earlier as well. If I think let's try it in the end, then I think it will show us. Yep. So main thing, it's very interesting you learn here, is if we try to apply some property that is in between, not in the last property, as last, so it will not give us suggestions. That thing I think we should know about that. Otherwise here we will have to just should know about that name exactly. We have to type that. It does not show suggestions there according to its syntax. Only if we are adding some property and applying the value to that, and if we are using that as the last property, so then it will show us in the suggestions. And so we want to do is, so there are again 2 or 3 types here, and start center horizontally. By default it's start, right? But we want it in the center horizontally. If you will see, yeah, one interesting thing is here. So but now what column is doing? Column is taking width only up to this much, not taking the full width. Height is full because we have given it. By default column is takes only the height and width according to the content. So width is according to this content. So if we want to allow it to take full width, so then we need to apply fill max width. Fine. This will tell column to take the full height available, full width, sorry, available of the device, right? So let's run it again. Yeah, now it's done. So this is like how we can use the things in the column, right? So just for example, let's say if we want to take an image as well here. So let's take the image composable here, and in the painter we need to apply the painter resource which requires ID. So ID is the drawable ID. Yeah, let's say we have applied drawable compose emoji images there. So let's see what error it is showing, because we have not defined content description is a must attribute required. They need to apply this, because for some cases if image is not loading, in case of if you are loading image from the network, then it will display the content description there. Just we can leave it as empty just for now, right? Reformat it, run it again. Now you will see by default it's taking the height and width from this image composable is from this image. So if we want to like restrict it to some height and width, then again we need to apply modifiers. And again if you will see here I am typing, it's not showing in the suggestions, right? So where we need to type in the last, right? Modifier dot. So what we need to do is we need to give it a width and height. Let's say we just want to give it a width of 60.dp and height of again 60.dp, and let's rerun it. Yeah, you can see it's 60. So similarly we can change its size. We can give it any size. You know, some for some properties compose reload hot reload is actually there, but not for all. This is a limitation. Maybe in the future they will be providing it for every change. I think hot reload will work, but now it works only for few items. So you can see image is also there. We can apply painter resource here, and similarly if we go to the image composable definition, you can see painter content descriptions, modifier alignment. So this is for alignment. So by default it's in the center because it is the content of this column, and on column we have applied this vertical and horizontal arrangement and alignments. And similarly content scale, these things we should try out, like fit, and some more content scales are there, because sometimes if we are using some fixed height width, but according to the resolution of the image is not able to fit, right? So then we can use this content scale dot fit. So it will do automatic cropping, or anything is required, it will do that automatically. So there are many content scalings there, you can try out many of them. This thing we will going to cover in the image, separate video on the image, where you will be learn about how to load images from the network, local, or how to show some placeholders for the image while we are loading it. So we will cover that in the separate video. As of now, we have just covered like how we can use image, right? And so this is about the column. And similarly, let's say if we want some arrangements, or if you want some kind of layouts to be line in horizontal, so how we can do that? For that we can use row. Similarly, for row, what we have is similarly like horizontal arrangement will be there. It's similar like we have here in the column, it's vertical arrangement. If you can remember them, arrangement is the main alignment, or you can say how we are arranging the elements. For column, column is for vertical, right? So for vertical part it will be arrangement, and for counterpart it will be alignment. Its counterpart is horizontal, right? So you can say it is according to main axis, it is according to cross axis. So similarly it will be here for, let's say if we want, now it will be vertical alignment dot center horizontally, or because here we want center vertically, right? And let's say what we are going to draw is just take the same example. Maybe suppose we have some image, and we are doing let's say in the left will be there an image, then its name and email. Let's just take up that example. So for that, how we are going to do that is, let's say first we take the image you can take up. Similarly, we will be going to use this similar image. So first composable will be an image, and then so what we are going to do is, for let's say for some 25% width we are going to use image, then 75% of width we are going to use some other content, maybe some text, name, email. So let's say if we want to use two fields, name or email, right? Say so for that we need column, because if you want to align them, so for example you can take, there is a profile image here, then its name, then below that image. So for the second part we will have a column here, right? So if you want to do that quickly, let's take up this. We will adjust our modifiers there. So let's take up that, and for modifiers, let's as of now just remove it, and we will see how it goes. And let's remove this image as well, right? So, and now this will be an image and this is a column, right? So let's name is coding ambitions, and let's say email is coding ambitions, so let's see how it will display. Let's try things how we are going to require. So if you see, this is an image, and so according to this much, this is taking space how much according to this text, right? If this text will be smaller, it will take small width, right? So but how if we want to align some specific width, like 25% to this, 75% to this, so we can use weight modifiers weight there, right? So let's say this one we need to do modifier dot, because first thing is here, if we have applied the width and height, let's see how it will, what it will do if we don't apply that. If you see, it had applied it to the in the center in the whole row, right? There is no space left for this column. So what we can do is we want it to be aligned in. So let's say apply it a weight. So let's say for one weight we want this, and for 3 weights we will be going to use this column. Let's say total is 4 weights, 4 parts, right? So 25% will be 1 part and 75% will be 3 parts. So weight is the actual same thing, dividing into the parts, right? So 1F, 3F, right? And now let's see. If you see, now it's taking that. It is coming in 25%, it is coming in 75%. So this is how we can take width in percentage. So how we can take width in percentage, you learn about that thing as well. You learn about row as well, how we can arrange data using the row, how we can arrange using the column. This is about row and column. Similarly, some modifiers, we learned about some modifiers as well, how we can use modifiers, modifier.weight, modifier.height, width. Similarly, it's about fill max height, fill max width. Many more modifiers are also available there. I will cover a separate video on the modifiers there. So that will be covering many modifiers available there. Inbuilt modifiers are for what is their purpose. So we will be covering all those in the coming videos. So this is about the basics, how we can arrange or align items, how we can do that. And in the coming videos we will be taking a live real example of the layouts as well, how to make that that kind of layout. We will cover any of the layouts from the real world. So this is about basics, so row, column, and in the coming videos we will cover lazy row, lazy columns. So what are differences between them, and also we learn about some modifiers, and I will be covering the lazy row, lazy columns. What are the differences between column, row, and column versus lazy column? So those things, column and lazy column, row and lazy rows, these things will be covered in the coming videos, and modifiers will also be covered in a separate video. So stay tuned for that. I hope this video helped you learn about Jetpack Compose basics. So in the coming videos we will be covering more tutorials about Jetpack Compose. So if you like the video, you can share it, and please don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel, and keep coding for the time until we meet again. So yeah, bye bye, keep coding.